Okay, so the internet is wrong, and if you know anything about me, you know that I hate it when the internet's wrong. So, the guy on Khan Academy gave two examples here. He said he was talking about rent versus buy. So, I'll make a little chart here to show why this guy was wrong. So first off, we'll talk about the renting. So in the renting case, he paid $36,000 in rent every so okay, so I hate it when the internet's wrong, and we're going to talk about buying versus renting. So video on Khan Academy, the guy makes two cases here. So he comes up with the idea that you're going to borrow $750,000. That's how much you're going to borrow. And he's going to, and what he doesn't talk about is the monthly payment. So we have a monthly payment here, and we'll just say that that's $54,000. We're going to pretend that you can rent and buy with the same amount of money. You can afford to do either one. Next thing we want to talk about is the amount that's lost to interest. So he said, in his example, he was talking about 6% interest. And this is going to be a loss, so you're going to lose, in his example, you lose $45,000 your first year on the money you borrow. So you also, he talks about a constant, so it's going to be, monthly payment is going to be consistent, and the property taxes. So tax savings, that's 30% of the interest. So that ends up being, in this case, $13,500. And then lastly, we talk about property taxes. In his example, that was consistent $10,000 for the rest, for every year that you're buying. So we can look at two figures here. We can say that we have the total paid, which is going to be your monthly payment plus or minus your tax savings. So we have monthly payment plus tax savings minus this. So we're paying $50,500, and then we can look at our assets. So in this case, we have 54 minus 45. We earn $9K in assets. So our new loan amount is only going to be $741,000. Okay, let's go over to the renting side. When we rent, we have money in the bank. That's our asset. So we're going to be comparing these two numbers. All right. So we start with $250,000 in the bank because we didn't put that on our down payment on our loan. Next we have our rent that we paid. That's a payment of $36,000 a year for rent. So now let's look at so renting is obviously cheaper than our mortgage payment by a substantial amount. So let's say we had the money to make this mortgage payment. We're going to reinvest the savings. So 54, or we have the total paid over here, which is 50.5, and we only needed 36 for this. So we have $14.5 thousand that we can invest back into the bank, and then we also have the interest earned on our $250,000. So he said, I think we were looking at an interest rate of I think it was 4%. So 4% interest. So we have that ends up being $10,000. So we had 250, we lost 36, and then we can invest this 14.5 and 10, and so our new bank account balance at the end of the year is going to be 238.5. So let's continue through this. Let's do another cycle here. So in the second year, we're going to lose less money on interest because we owe less money. This year we're only going to lose $44.5 thousand. We're going to get less tax savings too. It's going to be 13.3, and we're going to go to the property taxes is staying the same. So our total paid this year is going to be a little bit more. We're going to pay $50.7 thousand. We get a little more assets. This year we got we paid 54, but we only lost 44.5. So we got 9.5 in assets plus 9.5, which gives us $18.5 thousand in assets. So back to the renter's case, we pay 36. We can reinvest. We can reinvest a little bit more. We can reinvest 14.7 thousand, and we get the 10% interest. But we have less money in the bank now, so that's only going to be about $9.5 thousand. Okay, so that's the second year. Second year is over, and we have $18.5 thousand in assets on our house, and we're down to 226.7. That's this minus this, plus this and plus this. This minus this plus this plus this gives us 226.7. So you can see what's happening here. We have our investments are declining and our assets are growing in the buying case. So let's do another year. This is year 3. We have 731.5 is how much we owe now on the house. So we only owe 43. We only use 43.9. Our tax savings decreases. Our tax savings is going to decrease to 0. So this is going to go down to $0. But our interest is also going to continue decreasing to 0, and our assets are going to grow to be $1 million. So meanwhile, we can see that our bank, this is going to continue to lose money. And when we get to about year 10, we can see that the buying is actually more beneficial than the renting. And so I can show you this chart here. So, sorry for the flash. I don't know how to. So we have the total money in the bank versus the total that we get from renting in this chart here. And so you can see that while you start out with more money in the bank when you're renting, you're not really gaining any money doing this. Meanwhile, in the buying scenario, your money is growing as you until you reach your until you pay off your loan. Now you have lost money to interest and to taxes, but you haven't lost money in the rental. Now, a couple things I should note is that you, in the buying scenario, you are also losing some money when you have to fix things. That could be about anywhere from a couple $1,000 to $5,000 a year, home improvement, that sort of thing. That's not a cost in renting, but you are going to have to pay taxes on your interest that you earn from your bank account. So that wasn't included either. I also have not included any growth, any appreciation of value that you get in the buying scenario. So that's my video. I hope you like it. I'd love to hear a rebuttal from the guy on the Khan Academy telling me why I'm wrong in this scenario. Thank you.